On the 24th Sunday after Pentecost, I came to church to attend the liturgy and entered just as the epistle was being read. The reading was from Paul's first letter to the Thessalonians, which says in part, "Pray constantly." These words made a deep impression on me, and I started thinking of how it could be possible for a man to pray without ceasing when the practical necessities of life demand so much attention. I checked my Bible, saw with my own eyes exactly what I had heard, that it is necessary to pray continuously, 1 Thessalonians 5:17, to pray in the Spirit on every possible occasion, Ephesians 6:18, in every place to lift your hands reverently in prayer, 1 Timothy 2:8. I thought and thought about these words, but no understanding came to me. What shall I do? I thought. Where can I find a person who will explain this mystery to me? And that's how the way of a pilgrim begins. It's an anonymous writing from, I think, 19th century Russia. And he begins to tell his story of trying to find an answer to this mystery of praying constantly. And he goes from church to church. He hears about fantastic preachers. And, of course, nothing there. So he hears about wonderful theologians. He goes and talks to them. They give him a great explanation about what prayer is and what's necessary to pray. But as far as attaining a state of continuous or unceasing prayer, nothing there. Until finally he runs into a starets. And starets is a Russian word for either an elderly person or a respected person of a spiritual dimension. And this starets says, "Oh, yeah, you're talking about prayer without ceasing. Yes, I know how you can attain that." Now, do you know? There's a teaser for you. Here's the difficult part for our modern ears. To attain that state, it takes discipline. And I think discipline has become somewhat a pejorative word associated with punishment. You know, I used to hear that when my mother would say, "Just wait till your father gets home." And I knew discipline was coming. And I wasn't too eager to meet discipline. But the basic meaning of discipline is to teach. And if I am going to achieve a state of unceasing prayer, then I need to teach myself not just my mind, not just my body, not just my emotions, not just my soul, but all of them together. Because the quality of unceasing prayer is dependent upon my whole and total being. So how do you do it? The pilgrim discovered that it was through the mysterious work, not really that mysterious, you can go buy it at a bookstore, called the Philokalia in 3 volumes, no less. And the Philokalia talks about the Jesus prayer. And in our Christian tradition, that's how this way of achieving unceasing prayer has been taught. And it's through breathing. And the Jesus prayer, the long form, is, "Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God, have mercy on me, a sinner." Now there's a breathful for you. "Lord Jesus Christ, Son of God," and exhale, "have mercy on me, a sinner." And there's a shortened version, "Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me." So if you really want to achieve this, I guess you need to sit around for hours on end, breathing and saying, "Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me." No. As a matter of fact, if you try breath prayer, don't do it more than 5 minutes. Because one of the things that happens with breath prayer, it causes physiological change. There is a definite influence upon the physiological aspects of our being as well as the mental aspects. So why would I want to involve myself in the spiritual journey of unceasing prayer? That's what my ego wants to know. Why do I want to give my time to this practice? Why do I want to discipline myself to do this? And the ego's got a good reason to worry about that. Just this November, on November the 23rd, there was a report released in Medical News Today talking about meditation and the kinds of influence that meditation has, not on us just physically, but neurologically. And it said, a new brain imaging study led by researchers at Yale University shows how people who regularly practice meditation are able to switch off areas of the brain linked to daydreaming, anxiety, schizophrenia, and other psychiatric disorders. Well, there's a Christmas present for you. The brains of experienced, now notice they say experienced meditators, appear to show less activity in the area known as the default mode network, which is linked largely to self-centered thinking. The researchers suggest through monitoring or suppressing or tuning out the me thoughts, meditators develop a new default mode which is more present-centered. So I think, judging from this neurological report, I can see why prayer without ceasing is probably a very beneficial discipline to undertake. My ego says, no, it's not. No, it's not. No, that means you're putting me on the sideline. Can't do that. Well, I think of it in this way. If I'm not in that me thought mode, I'm going to be thinking more about others. I will be more present to you. I'll be more present to my spouse. I'll be more present to my children. And God, I hope someday grandchildren. That would be nice. So, think about trying. And let me give you a clue about how to do this. You can set aside 5 minutes a day if you want, and that's probably not a bad thing to do. But in those occasional quiet moments, just take that moment and breathe. Be aware of your breathing. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. Lord Jesus Christ, have mercy on me. If you do that enough, even if it's just scattered moments, after a while, you'll discover something. You'll pull up to a stop sign, you'll be waiting in a line somewhere, sitting in an office waiting for an appointment, just sitting there breathing, and all of a sudden realize, I'm praying. I'm praying. And at that moment, you would have learned the discipline of prayer without ceasing.